welcome to my first YouTube video. I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial slash, get to know me, because you guys left me some questions in my TikTok comments for me to answer. So this is going to be really exciting. Not really, but it's going to be fun for me. So I'm glad you guys wanted to participate, and I am very thankful for any of you who commented. So thank you for watching. Let's get started. First, I'm going to put my hair back so I don't get makeup all over it, obviously. And I'm going to be answering a question from one of two mutuals I have named Maddie. Different spellings, but Maddie is wondering how I manage to stay so confident even when it's hard, and if I have tips maybe. This one is kind of a funny question to me because personally I don't feel that confident, but how I act confident and portray an aura of confidence is basically, I have always been a big fan of the quote, "Do it scared." And so if something scares me, I know that's a good sign that I should probably do it anyway. So that's why I'm doing this YouTube video, because it terrifies me. But basically, I just act confident. I'm not confident. I have lots of insecurities. But I know that everybody else feels the exact same way I do. Like, nobody just goes around and feels perfect all of the time, you know? So I just keep that in mind, and keep in mind that my thoughts about myself do not reflect on what anybody else is thinking about me, because I could think, oh my god, I suck, I'm horrible, I'm so freaking ugly. And another person could walk by me and be like, oh my god, she's the most beautiful person I've ever seen. So I try to remember that my thoughts do not reflect all the world around me. They're not true. So that helps me a lot. My first step in my routine is always a liquid poreless putty primer from e.l.f. I love it. My next question is from another Maddie. She's wondering what I'm sewing next. What I'm sewing next is, you may have seen it on my TikTok. It's a little black gingham mini dress, and I'm going to be making that exact thing, but in red and with lace trims, and I'm going to be making a matching shirt for my boyfriend, and I will be making a video and posting that on YouTube as well. Stay tuned. After I do primer, I always take concealer and go over any spots I don't feel like my foundation is going to cover, and I carve out my brows. Okay, my next question is, how did my boyfriend and I meet? Kimmy and I met because we went to the same homeschool program. Technically, we actually met each other in 7th grade, but he paid me no mind then, because at that point in my life, I didn't say a word. I was so shy. It was actually so bad. But we met in 7th grade. Well, a few years went by. He noticed me again in high school. He was like, "You're really pretty." I only dated girls in high school for the most part. But then after my last relationship, Kimmy and I had been friends before that, and it kind of moved on pretty quickly, but he was my best friend at the time. And then after that relationship ended pretty badly, I was like, let me give this a try, because I don't think these are purely best friend feelings, and not trying to excuse myself for anything that went on at the end of that relationship. I had part in that too. It transitioned to me being single, and then realizing that I did like men, in fact, and I liked Kimmy, in fact. So we decided to take it slowly, but start technically dating in January of 2023. No, it was January of 2024. Sorry, it feels longer. But yeah, we're still going strong. So thank God for being bisexual. Next, we are doing foundation. I use the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating CC Cream. Usually I would do the matte finish because my skin is oily, but I got the wrong kind, and now I have to go through this one. So that's what we're doing. The next question I got asked was, where do I shop for clothes? The majority of my closet is thrifted, or I made it myself, or it's a hand-me-down because I have a lot of siblings. But basically, everything I have is from the usual places. I don't usually shop at too many big brands, but I always kind of adjust them to make them my own. So that's how I like my clothes, because they all feel like they suit me, which is how I want my closet to be. Another question in the same comment is, where do I find inspo for hairstyles? Honestly, a lot of my inspiration comes from TikTok. I keep up with a lot of fashion and beauty trends, not trends exactly, but like the kind of vibe I'm going for is usually all over my For You page, so I will make favorites, boards, and everything. That's where I got this from, because I saw a girl get pink highlights and it looked like chocolate strawberry swirl, and it was just so cute. And if I am really looking for specific hairstyles, I'll go to Lemonade or Pinterest. Okay, chat, I'm getting more comfortable talking to a camera, so this is great. I'm not feeling as scared anymore. Next step is contour. I use the liquid bronzer and contour drops from e.l.f. again. Cheek dots, like right under my cheekbones. A few tiny forehead dots. Under my jawline. Tiny bit on the bottom of my nose. Then if I want to do actual nose contour, I usually do small lines down the side of my nose. I promise you blends in good. I promise. This next question is kind of similar to the last one, but it's just asking me to talk about my outfits because my clothes are fire, they say. That's really kind. That's really nice. Thank you guys. But basically, as I said, I do adjust like pretty much every single thing I own to fit my body type and my style. I thrift a lot. Like I like layering. I like anything like whimsical and cutesy basically in this era of my life. I think outfits are complete with jewelry and hair accessories. Basically, if you aren't accessorizing, you aren't wearing it right, is in my opinion. A lot of the times, my motivation for getting up in the morning and like having a good day is the fact that I know I'll gotta wear a cute outfit and like dress myself up and like look like a little doll. That's my favorite part of the day, most of the time, especially when I have to go to work. I won't be wanting to go to work at all, but then I wake up and I realize just how cutesy I can look, so that's what gets me out of bed. And my next step is gonna be blush. It's e.l.f. again. My blush placement, I always put it right on top of my cheekbones and a little dot right on my nose. And I try to blend upward onto like the higher part of my cheekbone. And then if I have some left over, I always blend it more downward onto the hollow of my cheek because that's where my blush naturally forms. And so it looks slightly more. All right, this question is saying that they love me so much and that I'm their inspiration, which is so nice. That makes me like want to cry, actually. That's so nice. Where do you find the inspiration to make TikToks every day? That's because I'm an attention whore. I literally just love being annoying on the internet. It's not even about motivation. I'll just get bored and I'll be like, you know what I could do right now? Post 15 TikToks. It's just really fun for me. It feels creative and simple, and I get to interact with people and I get to feel good about myself. And so it's really not a motivation thing. It's just like a feel better about myself kind of thing, I think. Also on this comment, do I still make dresses? Yes, and I will be posting about them here soon. I did post on my TikTok a little mini follow along for a dress I just made. I'm going to post a YouTube video about that if you guys want to follow along with my little sewing project. It cut me off. I just was saying I would love to share it with you guys. After blush, I go back in with concealer in the following spots: under eyes, corner of eyes, forehead, under nose creases, chin, and the corners of my mouth. My phone does not like how many videos I'm taking, so it's gonna shut off on me every few seconds, so I'm really sorry for the short clips that we're gonna be getting. Alright, the first Maddie is wondering where I get my jewelry from. I'm not gonna lie. I've gotten like half of it from Five Below. Lots of it is hand-me-downs. Target. I've made a lot of it. Some of it is from Amazon. I don't support Target and Amazon anymore, but all those places have pretty good jewelry. This is from Five Below. Hasn't tarnished at all. My freaking phone does not want me to film anymore, so I'm gonna try and get this done pretty fast. Next step is powder. I'm gonna go in the creases with a brush. Next, I'm taking my big brush and I'm doing a really light layer of powder all over my face, because that makes it easier to set my face with powder with my sponge. And when that's done, I take my little sponge guy, get it all up in there. I rub some off on my hand just so it's smooth, and I go all over my face. Make sure you get all the creases. Alright, next I'm brushing out my eyebrows and sealing them into place, and then I'm going to wipe the excess makeup off my lips. All right, my next question is, how did I get into sewing and designing clothes? This is a fun story because it actually started with American Girl doll, because when I was little, we used to get those magazines delivered to my house and I was obsessed with them, okay? I would look through them and I would feel so creative and I would be so excited about it because I would like see all the new outfits and all the new dolls, and I was just so into it. When I was 11, I decided I wanted to do that. I wanted to make the clothes for the dolls. But I started making doll clothes and I started selling them at farmers markets with the help of my mom. And yeah, that's where it started. That's where my love for fashion started, with the miniature American Girl doll clothes. It was so cute and I made such good things, honestly, for like 13-year-old. It was crazy. Anyway, that's how I got into sewing. My daily eye look lately has been this mauve and the dark brown with a shimmer on top of it. Do mauve all over my eyelid. Dark brown on the outside. And I use this palette. It's linked on my TikTok shop. Whatever. It's linked on my TikTok in my showcase. It's linked in my showcase. I like to use this color lately, this middle one. And I just go onto the middle of my eyelid. And then I have another palette by this brand. I like to use one of these chunky glitters in the corner. I go just on the outside of my eye, all the way up. It feels like butterfly wings to me if I do that. I was doing eyeliner for quite a while, but I low-key lost my eyeliner. So no more eyeliner for Junie, I guess. I'm gonna finish my eye look off with mascara. So, roll them lashes. Today I'm doing a lip stain instead of lip liner. Usually I would go for a brown lip liner, but it fell behind my vanity, so. I like to just get the very bottom and top of my lip and blend it in. I feel like it suits my face better that way and looks more natural. Well, as natural as a face full of glitter can look. My last question is, how do I get out of bad mental illness ruts? I would say you need a person that you feel safe to go to. Mine is my boyfriend. I can go to him and be like, hey, I'm feeling really bad. Can I vent? Or can you like help me? Or can you like tell me that it's not all like crumbling down around me, you know? But other than that, I know that a good shower and a little few minutes of like frivolous self-care can help me get back to it again. I've noticed that a lot of the times when I feel really, really down and depressed, my room is a disaster. So once I can like get the gumption to clean my room and my bed is made and like all my stuff is where it should be, my mind also feels clearer. If you are in a rut, even if you just need to feel like slightly better, I would say clean your room, make your bed, take a shower, and make sure you're eating and drinking. I know it's been said before, but it is true. So that was my last question, so we're gonna finish off my makeup routine. I like to mix these two highlight palettes. I do the yellow because that one's like a stronger color, but this one gives like a purple sheen. So if I layer them, the purple comes out more. And I just love it. It's so cute. Then I use a littler brush for my nose and eye corners and my brow bone. Last step will be lip oil. And do not forget your setting spray or your makeup will be there for 5 minutes. Okay, give me 2 seconds. Alright guys, this is the finished makeup look. I did my hair and I've got all my jewelry on because I feel bald without my bang style and my ears full of earrings. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this and enjoyed hearing my answers to your questions. If you want to ask more questions, I'd be totally willing to answer pretty much almost anything. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay whimsical and magical. I love you. Bye!